Ankita Robin and welcome to SG Global News. From a parish community uniting to offer reparation after the desecration of their church to the tragic mass shooting that brought Manhattan to a standstill, we have many stories to cover. Unknown assailants desecrated the Sacred Heart of Jesus Parish in El Pescadero, Mexico, vandalizing the tabernacle and scattering consecrated hosts. The attack, which occurred on the night of July 17th, deeply shocked the local Catholic community and prompted strong condemnation from the Diocese of La Paz. In response, the faithful united in acts of reparation, culminating in a holy hour and mass led by Bishop Miguel Angel Espinoza Garza.
Parishioners of the Sacred Heart of Jesus Parish in Baja California Sur, Mexico, offered acts of reparation after unknown assailants desecrated the Holy Eucharist and destroyed sacred images. The parish, located in El Pescadero, about 90 kilometers from La Paz, was attacked on the night of July 17th. Parish priest Father Raul Vicente Santisteban discovered the devastation the following morning. In an interview with ACI Prensa, he recounted that the crucifix had been broken, its remains shattered around the altar. The tabernacle was also destroyed, with consecrated hosts thrown to the ground. Father Santisteban suspects the assailants may have attempted a burglary as the sacristy was completely ransacked. However, he added, quote, "There was no theft, only destruction." The Diocese of La Paz strongly condemned the incident in a statement released on July 19th, calling it a grave wound to the faith and sensitivity of the people of God. The statement described the attack as an affront to the dignity of a sacred place where Christ is made present and where the faithful gather to pray, celebrate the sacraments, and live out their faith. The diocese also urged the community to unite in prayer for spiritual reparation. In the days that followed, the faithful responded with devout acts of penance. On July 20th, a pilgrimage and Holy Mass were held. A novena began the next day. The observance culminated on Sunday, July 27th, with a reparative Holy Hour and Holy Mass presided over by Coadjutor Bishop Miguel Angel Espinoza Garza of La Paz.
Pope Leo XIV has expressed deep sorrow over the deadly attack on the parish of Blessed Anuarite in eastern Congo, where nearly 40 worshippers were killed during a Sunday night vigil. In a heartfelt message, he prayed that the blood of the martyrs would become a seed of peace and reconciliation for the Congolese people. Here's a report on the Pope's message to the people of Congo.
Pope Leo XIV expressed his profound sorrow at the loss of lives in the attack on the parish of Blessed Anuarite in Komanda, eastern Congo. In a message to the victims, he said, quote, "May the blood of these martyrs become a seed of peace, reconciliation, fraternity, and love for the Congolese people." Cardinal Pietro Parolin, Secretary of State, conveyed the Pope's sentiments in a message addressed to Archbishop Fulgencio Muteba Mugalu, President of the Congolese Bishops' Conference. He noted that His Holiness learned of the attack with dismay and deep sorrow. Nearly 40 people were killed in the Sunday night attack, which took place during a vigil service. According to local sources, ADF militants stormed the church during worship and opened fire on the congregation. At least 38 people were confirmed dead inside the church, while another 5 were killed in a nearby village. The Allied Democratic Forces, a militant group with origins in Uganda and now backed by the Islamic State, has been active along the Uganda-Congo border. The group frequently targets Christians in the region. The Democratic Republic of Congo is ranked 35th on Open Doors' World Watch List, which tracks persecution of Christians worldwide. Attacks against the Christian population have escalated sharply this year, reaching a fever pitch.
US President Donald Trump issued a stern warning to Russian President Vladimir Putin to halt the ongoing bombardment of Ukrainian cities during a press conference following his meeting with UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer. During the session, Trump also urged both Israel and Hamas not to obstruct the delivery of humanitarian aid to Gaza.
During his meeting with UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, US President Donald Trump warned Russia and issued an ultimatum to establish a ceasefire with Ukraine within 10 to 12 days. Before entering the meeting, Trump expressed disappointment with Russia's unenthusiastic approach to reaching a deal and condemned the ongoing bombardment of Ukrainian cities by the Russian military. When Donald Trump sat down with Prime Minister Starmer, he stated that he would reduce the initial deadline of 50 days and would instead allow nearly 2 weeks for Russia to agree to a truce with Ukraine. He also remarked that he maintains an amicable relationship with Russian President Vladimir Putin, but would not tolerate the Russian military launching rockets into random Russian areas. President Trump also praised the transatlantic deal he had secured with the European Union on Sunday. Additionally, he noted a recalibration of his Middle Eastern policy by requesting Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu not to halt humanitarian aid to Gaza. To their meeting, Starmer flew with Trump aboard Air Force One to a location outside Aberdeen, where the president's family owns a second golf course and is scheduled to hold a ribbon-cutting ceremony for a third one on Tuesday. President Trump is expected to return to the White House on Friday.
Southeast Asia heads toward peace as Cambodia and Thailand reach a ceasefire deal, resulting in the end of a week-long conflict. The deal was finalized after rounds of talks between the delegations of both warring sides, mediated by Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim.
After days-long clashes at the border, warring ASEAN heavyweights Cambodia and Thailand decided to lay down their weapons temporarily as both heads of state reached a ceasefire deal. The mediation, which was held at Anwar's official residence in the country's administrative capital Putrajaya, saw rounds of intense talks between the Cambodian delegation consisting of Prime Minister Hun Sen and the Thai acting Prime Minister Phum Tham Vichayachai, mediated by Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, acting in his role as ASEAN chair. The deal, mediated by Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim, was set to take effect at 1700 GMT. Anwar, after brokering the ceasefire deal, described the agreement as unconditional and said the agreement was a vital first step to de-escalation and the restoration of peace and security. The week-long clashes, which lasted for almost a week, saw a brutal military exchange between the two countries, resulting in the deaths of 35 civilians. 10,000 residents along both sides of the border fled the conflict region, fearing an escalation in the battle. Recent reports suggest that the Thai army accuses Cambodia of defying the truce before taking effect as Cambodian drones targeting Thai soldiers were sighted in Thai forests.
A man has been arrested in connection with two suspicious fires that broke out on consecutive days at the Notre Dame des Champs Church in Paris. While the first fire was initially considered accidental, the second raised serious concerns of arson. Authorities have confirmed that the suspect was already known to police for similar offences in 2021.
French daily La Parisienne has reported that a man has been arrested in connection with two fires at the Notre Dame des Champs Church in Paris. The suspect, whose identity has not been disclosed, was detained by police in the 15th arrondissement on Saturday. The first fire broke out at the Notre Dame des Champs, Paris on Wednesday, July 23rd. Initially considered accidental, the fire began in the choir organ and released thick black smoke that filled the church's nave. It was eventually brought under control by the Paris Fire Brigade. However, a second fire erupted the following afternoon in a different part of the church, specifically in the St. Joseph Chapel. This incident raised serious suspicions as the church was closed to the public and had no electricity at the time. The Paris prosecutor's office has since opened an investigation for damage by dangerous means. Father Camille Melour, the parish priest, filed a joint police complaint along with the city of Paris. In response, local authorities deployed patrols around the church premises. The suspect was eventually located and arrested at Place Adolphe Cherieux, approximately 3 kilometers from the church. Although it is still too early to draw definitive conclusions, authorities have confirmed that the man in custody was already known to police for similar incidents that occurred in 2021.
The Vatican and Azerbaijan have taken a significant step forward in strengthening interfaith cooperation. A new memorandum of understanding on interreligious dialogue was signed on Monday at the Vatican, marking decades of collaboration. The agreement aims to promote peaceful coexistence between Christians and Muslims. The pact also emphasizes religious freedom, seen by both sides as significant to global peace and stability.
The Holy See and the Republic of Azerbaijan signed a new memorandum of understanding on religious cooperation at a ceremony on Monday at the Vatican, according to Vatican News. The agreement builds on their 2011 bilateral accord promoting religious freedom and mutual respect between Christians and Muslims. Cardinal George Kuvakad, prefect of the Dicastery for Interreligious Dialogue, addressed the Azerbaijani delegation, calling the pact a sign of shared desire to work toward integral human development. He cited papal visits in 2002 and 2016, along with 2008 diplomatic mission, as key milestones in strengthening ties between the two nations. The prefect stated that the document reflects values enshrined in Azerbaijan's constitution. Kuvakad also highlighted Pope Francis's emphasis on interfaith dialogue as a culture of peace rooted in Nostra Aetate and the document on human fraternity. The Vatican official expressed gratitude to the Azerbaijani President Ilham Aliyev and Religious Affairs Representative Ramin Mammadov for their support. He also praised Sheikhul Islam Al-Hashur Pash Azadeh for facilitating the construction of a new Catholic church in Baku. Kuvakad concluded by echoing Pope Leo XIV's call for truth, justice, and peace in global relations.
A deadly mass shooting shook Midtown Manhattan on Monday evening, leaving 5 dead, including the gunman and another person critically injured. Among the victims was a New York police officer on duty. Authorities say the shooter, who traveled from Las Vegas, acted alone.
A gunman opened fire inside a Midtown Manhattan skyscraper on Monday, killing 4 people and critically wounding another before taking his own life, officials confirmed. The incident occurred around evening rush hour at 345 Park Avenue, home to the NFL headquarters and several major financial firms. Authorities identified the shooter as 27-year-old Shane Tamura, a Las Vegas resident with a history of mental illness. Police said he acted alone and used an assault-style rifle to carry out the attack. One of the victims was NYPD officer Didarul Islam, a father of 2 with a 3rd child on the way. He was on duty under the NYPD program that posts uniformed officers as security in commercial buildings. New York Police Commissioner Jessica Tisk said the gunman traveled cross-country in recent days. The motive remains unknown, though officials said initial background checks revealed no notable criminal history. Mayor Eric Adams called Islam a true blue hero. Police sealed off the area around the tower for several hours, according to Reuters at the scene. The FBI assisted in the ongoing investigation. Witnesses described scenes of panic and chaos as law enforcement secured the tower floor by floor. Police shared surveillance images of the suspect carrying a rifle into the building.
That's all for today. Until we meet again, God bless and thank you.